Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the 5D Deep Dive. And I'm very excited to share this one with you because we are getting very close to Valentine's Day. And there are many theories about what is indeed Valentine's Day. Are we giving our energy for positive stuff with love, with romance, or are we giving it away to a power that hijacked the holiday or the celebration of Valentine's Day? So we're going to deep dive into Valentine's Day tonight. And if we have time, we're going to talk a little bit about love and a bunch of things that are connected to Valentine's Day. So hi, Sophie, how are you? And are you ready to go?
Good, thank you. And hi, everybody. Yes, I'm ready to go.
Awesome. So, okay, let's dive right in. And I always forget to say it, but we are doing those 5D deep dives every Tuesday night. So stay tuned. There is a new one every week. And it's premiering at 7 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday. So tune in. And without further ado, let me share my screen with you. And so I did a little bit of research, of course, before going into this. And before I share this, I just want to start by asking a very general questions to the cards. Why is Valentine's Day so popular all across the globe? Because it's one of those holidays where I think it kind of transcends religion, culture, and it seems to be very popular also in Latin America, in Asia, in all parts of the world. So let's start by asking the cards, why is that so? Why is that so popular? From what I know. And I know some countries are celebrating it different days, but let's ask for Valentine's Day in general.
It says that it's very popular because we need to have some kind of a positive day. We need some positivity in the world. So so far, it's not a negative thing so far.
Okay. Well, there is hope. I love it. And I always thought that the same thing, that it's kind of nice to have like a positive day. And to me, like any kind of occasion where we get to celebrate positive things, I think can be positive. So let's see what else we can get from the cards. So okay, so let's, on a not so positive note here, I watched this video here that is available on Rumble. So it says the real story of Valentine's Day you never learned in school. And basically it's talking about that it's being, let's say, copied, or let's say it has its roots in ancient Babylonia. And it was indeed like the celebration of the god, I just want to pronounce this right, Lupercus, which is also another name for the god Pan, which is all about like the celebration of sensual pleasures, but also with some excess to it. So it reminds us also of other type of deities or personalities. But I don't want to make it seem like everything we watch, let's say mainstream or alternative media, is the truth. So this is why we're going to ask the questions to the cards. Okay, so let's start by the beginning. Is it true that this celebration of Valentine's Day is rooted in ancient Babylon culture? So ancient Babylonia. Is it true that the very, let's say, first sprouts? Okay.
No. It says that it's a little bit inspired by it, but it's not the root of it. The root of it is really this need. So this is a little bit inspired by, but this need of getting out of just survival and just wanting to celebrate good things. So without the influence of what you mentioned, I will not attempt that word. It would have happened. It would have been created because it's needed.
Okay. But indeed, what is very interesting is that it's the same dates that this ancient celebration that was, let's say, around the god Lupercus, that it was called Lupercalia. It was February 13 to February 15. So it was the same dates. Mm-hmm. So, but it's good to see that it has transformed. The energy has been transformed. Okay, so let's go further ahead with this connection. So what okay, I want to know why this time of the year was chosen to celebrate Valentine's Day. So has it any connection to Lupercalia, that ancient Babylonian celebration? And I know the cards are kind of saying that it has transformed from there, but let's say if there is indeed a connection between both with the date.
Asking the reason of the date, if this is inspired, correct?
Yes, okay. yes.
Well, it's exactly what you just said, Julie. So it says that since then it has been a long run since then. So it says that this there was a lot of different way to celebrate that same holidays in a sense, but it has been transformed by very far. So it says that a lot of it has been purge of the meaning, good and bad here, because there was some good things that probably have been released, and that there was some bad things that were removed as well with this. And it says that now it's very established for quite some time, and it's not changing, it's not evolving a lot.
Okay. Well, okay, there is a lot of hope here. So I love what the cards are saying. Let's go back to Lupercalia for just a bit, and then I'll ask some questions about like the transformed Valentine's Day that we have today. So, okay, so in the video that I just showed you guys before, which is called The Real History or Root of Valentine's Day, it says here that in this Lupercalia festivities, they were whipping women. Apparently it had like big orgies. It was a celebration of the hunter god, and the god Lupercus is also connected to Pan. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. I guess Pan, it's Pan, which is like the god of like well, it's a hunter god from what I remember, but also likes to celebrate like good wine, sensual pleasures, all of that stuff, which is not a bad thing because it's part of life, right?
Oh, sorry. So basically, it's the card of the devil in the tarot cards.
Yeah, kind of. But, well, not necessarily. This is what I wanted. This is where I wanted to go, because our sensual nature is part of life. It's part of our spiritual awakening as well. It's part of being incarnated in a physical body. So it's not bad. But like what, in my opinion, is slippery is when we get into addictions surrounding those pleasures, when we get into excess of any kind. Let's say one cup of wine, for instance, can be very good. You can have a lot of pleasure from it, but 10 is another story, right? Because you get more in the slippery side of that addiction. So I think this is also maybe the paradox here of like why it could be turned really bad and why it could be turned in a more positive manner. Let's ask the cards before I go further ahead. Is it part of like the archetype of Valentine's Day, how it could be turned, let's say, more negatively because it's talking about love and sensual pleasures? And is it why like it can be turned from bad to positive or from positive to more negative?
In what sense, that when you say it can be turned by someone or the energy itself?
Let's say by society or the wishes of the corporate institutions and the energy of it surrounding that celebration. Like let's ask if it's like dangerous because it's a slippery slope.
Okay.
Let's hope
the people in power doesn't want you to have a lot of fun. So that is the slippery slope there in a sense, because they don't want you to connect with pleasures until it's controlled. And I think that's what happened to this. It's that it has been so much controlled that we know that we have to buy certain things, that we have to do certain things in a certain way, and it's one day. So there is something here that can be turned against there's a potential for negative energy, but it says power and money. So we know that it has been very under control.
Well, it's interesting. So can we ask also the cards if at the beginning, let's say this Lupercus Babylonian celebration, was it, let's say, more in the higher frequencies, or was it maybe more of the lower frequencies of enjoying the earthly pleasures?
There's a card that just flipped, but it didn't get out of the deck, and I got a chance to see it. It was devotion. So the first card is the card of devotion, where they didn't believe that it was good or bad. They just had a devotion to that deity. So they just believed that this was one aspect of life without a good or a bad vibration. It was neutral. And the intent was to just do that. It says love or come back. So there was a lot of empowerment when it comes to pleasure and love. And it didn't have a signature of vibration per se when you were in that sense of serving a deity.
Okay, well, that changed a lot of things around. So this is why I think we need to question everything that we hear, because that video was very, very dark. And now that we are asking the cards, I can see like the roots of it are not necessarily negative or lower frequency, and sensuality and the earthly pleasures, love, are part of life, and it needs to be celebrated. So
like you said, it creates the chains of the devil card, where we are addicted, we are bound to someone, we create karma. Unless this is the darker side, we're good.
Yeah. And it's interesting because like I didn't plan this, like this type of answers by the card. So I went a little bit on a freestyle tangent with the questions, and thank you for answering with so much relevance. And when you said that, like my nose started to be runny. So that's actually what happens when I start to channel. So I think we pinpoint something very important here. Okay. Now let's ask about this character here, Cupid. In the video that I just mentioned, they talked about how, well, first of all, the relationship or the metaphor with Cupid and the original ritual, as they call it, is the fact that they were celebrating the god of the hunt, so the hunter god. So the arrow and the arc is there to symbolize that, apparently. But also in the video, they're talking about how Cupid was also named the Lord of Demons or the Great Serpent of Heavens. And they talk about how Cupid is the son of Venus, and they were called Tammuz and Ishtar, also in other traditions, mother and son. And he is also portrayed as the little demon. And he is apparently throwing arrows to make women and men become crazy with passion, and apparently also make their life miserable. And in the so yeah, I think there is some to take and some to leave, probably.
Yeah, that's probably like your priest that was really frustrated that invented that story, because come on.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because after this whole let's say myth around Cupid and Venus and the origins of Valentine's Day, so to say, there is another part of the root, which is a priest from the Catholic Church who was, and I was not going to talk about that right away, but let's ask. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I have to find like the picture, so I give you some visual.
So you're saying there's a chance that was created by a priest?
Yes. So apparently the more modern Valentine's Day as we know it was a Saint Valentine, was a priest from the Roman Catholic Church. And it was wartime. So this is what I got from the legend. So excuse me for paraphrasing a lot of what I've read. But this Valentine or Saint Valentine was a priest, and in that Roman Empire time, they were not allowed those soldiers to get married because the emperor wanted them to focus on war and their duty to the empire. So this priest was marrying people in secret that wanted to be married, and a little bit like Romeo and Juliet style with the priest there. And he was celebrating love even though it wasn't allowed at this time. So this is the legend, and that's apparently was the other part of the root of Valentine's Day. And there are many Saint Valentines apparently in the history, but that was like the most prominent figure in that legend. So this is kind of what allowed us to have Valentine's Day as we know it now. So it's interesting that you talked about priests, right? It's like you already knew what I was going to say.
Well, I suspected that the story about Cupid and Venus was made up by a priest, but yeah, that you made a connection with him, and that's super interesting what you just talked about.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Let's go back to Cupid, and then we'll go back to that priest, that Saint Valentine. First of all, what I just shared about Cupid being son of Venus, and then I didn't finish the story there, but he shot apparently an arrow at his mother and wanted to get married with his mother, and so she fell in love with his son. So that's kind of very weird. And
being a toddler?
Yes. Sort of. Like I can't really pinpoint what age Cupid is, but that's sort of the legend there. But we also know that the mythology holds a lot of like incestuous type of relationship. So, okay, first of all, let's ask if Cupid is a real character, or was he being invented by humans? Let's just ask.
All right.
I like to begin with like simple questions because we never know what the cards are gonna answer.
I'm afraid to look at those cards, but yeah, okay. So the choices are either it's created by a human, like a story, or either he is a real thing, correct?
Or C, you can also surprise me with another answer.
Yeah, we'll look, because so far it's really crazy. Okay, let's take the Cupid deck for this.
Very apropos.
Yes. Right.
Right.
I don't even know how to make that a sense of it all. Okay. I will use your brain, Julie. Apparently it's really weird, because apparently it's the story of a mother that lost his baby and kept seeing him everywhere like a ghost, like a vision.
Ah.
So it's pretty intense, but I don't know how it fits. I have no clue. If you know, let me know in the comments, because I have no clue. I'm just channeling right now. I don't have my logical brain. We have the signs, and we have "I will make you feel insane."
Okay, so the signs card makes sense with what you just shared, because it's like he was, let's say, on the other side, and she kept seeing him. So it's like an angel, a cherubin. But the gaslighter card, it's, to me, it's like how maybe, I don't know who, but turned the story around.
Well, yes, that could be this way also. I'm also seeing it as she, because of the vision, she felt like she has lost her mind because of it. We do have the Chariot, we have the Tower, we have the Page of Wands, we have the Mother as the Empress, and we have the Three of Wands. So this is my card for the other side, because it's the distance. So, yeah. How do you see this?
Well, your story makes a lot of sense. And that, well, we have the Mother card, the Empress, we have the Sun card, which is on the other side, and she thought she was going crazy. Tower card, that was like a huge loss. So that Cupid guy is not necessarily like a bad a bad symbol, right? Can we ask about like the energy surrounding Cupid?
Yes, I love your question now. You absolutely know how to ask me a question with the cards. Okay, let's see the vibration of Cupid. The base, yeah. The cards were reminding me of asking the root vibration of it, not how it transformed over time.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Well, he is on the other side, that's for sure. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Right. Freedom and then inner child. Okay. Right. What do we have here? So we have Devil in Disguise, the Death card, freedom, and inner child. The root of it, I think it's a creation of her mind. I think it's truly a creation of her mind. I think that she probably had, let me just see one final card to make that story complete. We have the Tower again. I think that what happened is that she had a huge trauma, a huge shock. And what happened is that, did she see the real thing or not? Did she? It says no doctor. It's not helping me. The Death card again. Was she having a gift to see people from the other side? It's very, very strange what I'm seeing here. The vibration of it, it's mixed. It's really mixed. I think that, oh, I get it. It's that sometimes it was a real thing and sometimes she was making things up. So I think it's a mix between the shock and the real deal.
So now when we are, let's say, putting Cupids all around and be like, yay, Valentine's Day, like what is the frequency that we surround ourselves with if we have imagery of Cupid?
We're good. King of Cups.
It has been transformed.
It has been transformed because we are going to what it truly means, Six of Wands, when I studied decks. So it's not bad at all. We are putting it to the image of what it means for us. Intentions is, I will keep saying that until everybody will know it. Intention is really what matters. It's not doing one way altogether, one thing, the same thing at the same time. It's intentions. And putting intention into the deity that is bringing love is good.
Yeah.
The vibration that is with this, there was half of it that was made up because of the trauma.
Yeah.
But the real deal was a good energy.
And let's say this whole myth or story around Cupid that shoots arrows and people fall in love. Is this like a real thing? Like, is Cupid able to reunite lovers or make people fall in love? Is that a real thing?
We have Pathway. We have a streetcar named Desire. We have the Matrix, so it has been transformed with time. Is it some divine love? Let me see. Karmic partner. It will unite you with the partner you're next due with. So it's not necessarily the most higher frequency partner, because as we can see, we have divine love and karmic partner. So if you're not yet healed or elevated in your vibration enough to have the divine partner, you're going to have a karmic. Let me just take one final card on this Matrix card. I'm just intrigued by it. We have the Eight of Wands. So it says that this is something that cannot be controlled yet by the Matrix.
And is that Cupid energy, is he acting, let's say, with the force of destiny somehow? Like, what's fueling this Cupid energy in reuniting people?
Yes, it's the star and the guides. This is absolutely divine. I think Matrix is trying to hijack this system to send you blockages on your path. But when it's the deity Cupid, we're good.
Okay. So Cupid has good intention after
Yes.
all.
Yes.
Okay, another question. And since you were talking about karmic partners, and the last time we have been asking about cacao and chocolate, I can't remember which 5D deep dive or 5D news show we were asking about, but I remember some parts of that reading. And we were asking about cacao and cacao ceremonies and the power of cacao and chocolate, and especially cacao. You said it wasn't negative per se, but you said that it was reuniting in some kind of way karmic partners.
Mm.
Do you remember that, or
No.
vaguely? No. Okay. Great.
As usual.
Great. Okay, I do. And let me know, guys, if you also remember. Let
I
me
need
know.
to watch my own shows to know what I'm saying.
Awesome. And since chocolate is also associated with the celebration of Valentine's Day, in some countries it's even more like prominent. Let's say in Japan, I read that chocolate is like the big part of this tradition. So is chocolate playing a role in, let's say, connecting karmic partnerships together for Valentine's Day?
It says yes, but it will also call in karmic partners if you haven't finished what needs to be done. So it's like putting your energy on steroids. So if you have finish your work with your energy, and we don't need to be perfect to have the right partner. Nobody needs to. It's either destiny or you have learned a lesson for the love life. That's it. Okay. But it says that if you do have unfinished business, if you're calling in one specific person that is a karmic, you're going to send your vibration on steroid to everybody. It's going to grow. And even though it's a person that was not supposed to cross your path once more, it is possible that this person is going to come back. In the same time, it's going to do the same thing when it's someone that is meant for you. We do have this kind of energy calling in the right partner. We do have this card. It's not in a negative way, weirdly enough. It's more about manifestation. That's how I'm seeing it in this reading. It's that we are using our free will to call in more intensely for a moment. So this is not a negative way for this reading. We're using our free will to intensify our love vibration, to call in the person that we are more aligned to have in our life.
Okay, so further question. What is calling in soulmates or karmics here? Is it the celebration of Valentine's Day itself? Is it the time of the year, astrologically speaking? Is it chocolate? Is it intentions? What is, let's say, making this happen? What is manifesting reunions with soulmates and karmic partners?
Intentions. It's like an open portal. I think there's a combination of everything that you just said, but it's like a ritual, and it's like an open portal at that moment where if you do things with intent, you're going to just use this kind of a portal of time to do it. And certain years are more strong energy than others, and of course everybody has their own chart, but yeah.
Like this year, it's very, very powerful. We're going to talk about that because we just had the conjunction between Neptune and the North Node in Pisces, which is highly connected with soulmate twin flames, this dreamy energy. And we have Venus just about to turn retrograde, which is a major player of that also conjunction. So lots of, let's say, emphasis around love, around soulmates, karmic reunions, people from the past, people from past lives. Okay, let's ask, since we are talking about that, I was going in another direction, but I'll wait. What's special about this Valentine's Day this year?
First of all, it's a year 9. We have to go with the card of the release first. This is the energy of the death card. So it says that we're ready to let go of patterns. And since it's going to be, you mentioned Venus retrograde, I don't know when it starts, but like I said, if you haven't finished your business with people from the past, it is the first thing that is going to be sorted out to make place for something new.
Okay.
And this could be also proposal of moving to the next step in your journey together, either putting a new goal to your relationship or starting a new relationship, marriage, moving in, whatever it is for you, the next step. But we are releasing to make space for something new. And it's just a magical portal, I feel, this year, in the sense that if you are willing to let go of the old, you are going to be blessed with miracles.
And also this card makes me think about manifestation and putting out some intentions that, like, there's some magic in this card. It could very well happen. Okay, very interesting. Okay, next question. Is the energy of Valentine's Day hijacked by very intense consumerism? So are we, in other words, putting our focus on too many material things and lost the main focus of what's important?
Absolutely. We have many cards at negativity, but this one is the best one to explain this. The Magician. It's transformed, like behind the scene, it transformed what it means. And it's a huge success for marketing. It's very huge success for marketing. So yes, it says that it should be light. We have the card of the summer. It should be about something that comes naturally that you want to do. I cannot see this card without thinking about a ritual with the waves coming in and out, releasing the old and welcoming the new, and taking a moment off. It's very important to take a moment off during those kind of celebration, to be in the present moment and to just enjoy the moment, basically.
Okay, that's really a really good answer. So where are we sending our energy, let's say, if we are celebrating Valentine's Day, but focusing rather on buying stuff and like what we should do according to society, rather than doing things with the heart, let's say? What's happening?
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Divine love, matrix and fake. It should be telling you a lot about your own view of love and about how maybe you were programmed, because it feels like what is happening with those is that we're not necessarily into reassuring our partner and celebrating this love. Celebrating, it's not gift, it's whatever is the love language of your partner and whatever is yours put together. And instead of this, if we go with what we are normally doing for Valentine, we are going with a program, and this can remove a lot of a very powerful moment to create connection and to reinforce the relationship.
It's like what I'm getting from your cards is it's reinforcing the matrix, the fake matrix love program.
It's reinforcing, yes, the one size fit all love, where we're not going to be curious about the way our partner wants to be celebrated, feels seen, feels heard, feel love. And instead, we're just putting in this movie, restaurant, flowers, chocolate, we're done.
Yeah. And also maybe not prioritizing quality time and quality connection with the ones we love, and partner or not, but just quality time with humans that we love, right?
Quality time, and or also, like I said, the love language of your partner. Maybe your partner is going through a difficult time, and for them, they just need that day. A proof of love would be to have a day alone, because they need that to to recharge. So just be curious about your partner's need and the way that they want to feel heard and seen and loved.
That's a really good advice. Okay, next one. How can we, let's say, best benefit from the energies around Valentine's Day? So from what I understand, from what the cards are telling us, is that it's so important in the energies because everybody around the world is kind of putting their thoughts, their energy into this day. So that intention itself collectively is making Valentine's Day such a huge energetic portal for connection, love, reunions. So how can we best benefit from this portal of energy to manifest beautiful, divine love and connection in our lives?
So we have sensuality that is showing up. And we also have the card of bound. So I think that this is two things. First of all, well, three things. First of all, things from the past will really appear this year in your life, probably around this time of the year, to be cleared away, old relationship. It would be important also that you are reconnecting with your current partner and reassessing the relationship. Where is it going? Are you satisfied? Am I satisfied? And this is how to use this portal the best way. If you are alone, this is, where do I have cords of attachment that need to be released? So it's making my plea for divine love more effective this year. And one good thing that you can also do is, do you know what is a Venus bat?
Is it with flowers?
It is.
With oils?
It is with oat.
Okay.
And with rose petals. And that makes your skin glow. And it's called a Venus bat. It has some kind of magic in it. I don't know what it is, but for a few days afterwards, when you're doing this bat with intention, I always get the compliments for a few days after, like, what happened? You look so good. And that is something that if you resonate with bats, of course, if you like this is something that you should integrate, just having that kind of attention for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Self-love is one of the big, let's say, concepts attached to Valentine's Day nowadays. And yeah, for a good reason, because oftentimes, well, I think this is the most important kind of love we can find in this incarnation, first of all, and we have to. And then second comes other relationships, right? Okay, so let's go back to our friend Saint Valentine for a second. And let's ask if the whole legend around that Saint Valentine, which I was telling about, that was performing weddings for Christian soldiers who were forbidden to marry by the Roman emperor. Is this legend true? Does it have any truth to it?
I'm not sure. We have Dracula, which is draining the life. We do have ancestors, and we have offer. So let me check with tarot pretty quickly. Two of Wands. The King of Cups and the Nine of Swords. I have a feeling that this is not exactly the true story, but we do have, it's either in another location or the wrong era. There's something about this.
Okay. But let's say outside of the year, the culture, is the legend of a priest marrying people in secret true? And a
Two of Swords, no.
Not even.
Not that is associated with Valentine's Day. Is there ever a priest that were marrying people in secret? Yes.
Probably, yeah. Okay, well, that's very interesting. Okay, let's continue on our quest for Valentine's Day. Okay, in the near future or in the future of this age of Aquarius, are people going to still celebrate Valentine's Day? Are they going to transform it? What will happen to this celebration?
It will be transformed into a way that is more familial. Okay, more family oriented kind of day. So we have fear. I don't know why. I will ask the tarot underneath. High honor again. We have inner child, and we have this card again of family. So I think it will be more about, yes, your own love, healing of your own inner child. Self-love is very much there, and family-oriented love. Let me just check for fear. That is weird. The Knight of Pentacles.
The Knight or the Knight?
The Knight.
Okay. What do you think it means?
Either a fear of losing that tradition or a fear that this tradition is a hijack. King of Swords. I think we're going to need a transformation for that holiday in the future. And I think that the fear is that's probably the marketing people. Ace of Swords, yeah, the marketing people that is wanting to stay accurate and that still wants to sell on that holiday.
Yeah.
And people are going to want to not buy on that holiday in the future.
Okay, so how, and I guess we have part of the answer here, but how do we remove, let's say, negative energetic cords around Valentine's Day attached to the old system, attached to energy draining?
Well, we can absolutely join in together, just like for the Statue of Liberty, and release it. If you want to build a group in the community to come together and to heal things, that would be amazing. But in our own personal life, we have the Page of Wands, we have the Empress, and we have the Eight of Wands. It basically, for me, what it means is that if you want to transform it in your own life, it is to start doing new things, create your new tradition around this. And the Empress is really to show up with the Empress has a lot of love in this card, right? There is Venus, there's a shield in the shape of a heart. There's a lot of love there. And the Empress is to show up with the right intention to people. And it's not just about the romantic one. If you want to volunteer, if you want to do something special for the people you care about, this is transforming quickly in the community, I feel. And this is going to transform quickly into the world. And I would not be surprised if, like, in 10 years, there is no more buying chocolate and flowers. It's not that it's wrong, but it's not a one size fits all for everybody.
Is it like more powerful to set out an intention for the collective around surrounding love, self-love around Valentine's Day? Or is it more powerful to do something more, or to set an intention more personal?
The Magician, we can do both. I think it's both equal.
And what happens if everybody that watches this video puts out an intention for more love in the world surrounding on the day of Valentine's Day? What happens?
Seven of Pentacles and the King of Swords. It says that it will start shifting slowly, but we need to have some focused time dedicated to this. So not just thinking about this right now, but maybe after, if you want to do it on a day of Valentine's Day, maybe sit in silence, meditation, and send the vibration of love.
Okay, I'll see with Elena what we can do around Valentine's Day. But thank you so much for answering the question. And yes, I invite all of us to set out an intention, because I think I didn't know if it was going to be, let's say, more positive, more negative this holiday, but now I feel like it's a really powerful opportunity to send out more love into the world. Okay, talking about love, we'll switch quickly to the tarot because I had some questions surrounding that. Okay, so we know that this is the Lover's card. This one is from the Tarot de Marseille, which is very, very different in the meaning, in my opinion, than the one from the Rider-Waite Tarot. So I think this one might be more widely known than maybe the other one, or let me know, guys, which one you came across first, the Tarot de Marseille or the Rider-Waite Tarot. But to me, they hold like very, very different symbolism. And I'll ask you in just a second what you think before we ask the cards. But because a lot of readers are saying that the Lover's card in the tarot doesn't signify divine union, but rather like a choice. And especially in the one from the Tarot de Marseille, we can see that it's a man who hesitates between two women. So there are three people in the card plus Cupid. So like the divine element in the card, the destiny element also. And the other one is two people, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, Adam and Eve, with this divine Cupid or archangel, whatever it signifies. To a lot of people, it has different meanings. So first of all, Sophie, how do you see the difference between both, and which one do you use personally?
I use many, many different ones, that's for sure. I really like the difference from all of the different decks.
But I mean more like the meaning that you take in your readings with the tarot card.
Oh, I channel them. So, but yes, I was really sad to learn that the Lover card is not, for me, it's not romantic at all. For me, that's not romantic at all. At all. I know that from the Rider-Waite, when you put together the Devil card and the Lover card, we can see that it's more positive than in the Tarot de Marseille, because Tarot de Marseille has 4 people with Cupid. But in this one, it's more about, it's more in the Rider-Waite, it's more about the freedom of choice, I would say, because we don't have, it's more about free will for me, because we don't have the chains.
Yeah, interesting. Yes, you're right. Like there is a strong similarity between the Devil card and the Lover's card and the Rider-Waite in this one. To me, I think like there is some hijack there. I think like it is supposed to signify divine love, which is a Trinity aspect, because there is the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the spirit that unites them. So to me, that's what it represents. But I know that most readers take it as like a choice or something that is maybe not romantic, as you said. I'd like to ask the cards, and we'll ask the cards about the cards. So that's going to be very interesting.
But I just want to, we'll go with your question.
Go ahead, and then I'll think about my question. Go ahead.
Can you put the Rider-Waite card back, please?
Yes.
So the choice is not just because we have 2 people, because in this one, we don't have 3 people, but we do see that this is the story of the Garden of Eden, and we have the apple behind. So even though we remove the third person, it's still about the choice. It's still about temptation. So that's why for me, it's really hard to see it as something that is romantic or human union overall.
That is to say, if we have the right story about Adam and Eve, right?
Of course, but the people who did that image had that in mind.
Well, this is what I wanted to ask the cards.
Okay.
So initially, when tarot was first created, was the Lover's card created to talk about divine union, or rather choices in love? Okay. So what was like the major defining factor of the card when it was created? Tarot. The first one.
I have to say freedom of choice again.
Breaking free from the chains and free will.
Okay. Of the devil that we mentioned. And we do have 3 people. And this is the card that I use for Aquarius, because we get to design our life the way we want, the free choice. So
wow, it really looks like another tarot card. I'm gonna put back the three people.
yeah.
Except it's a woman surrounded by two men this time.
But she's blonde, just like you. It looks very similar than your person in the middle.
Yes, but Tarot de Marseille is a man surrounded by apparently two women. Wow. Okay, so it was really talking about the free will and the freedom of choice.
But there are so many also versions. I know you mentioned the first one, but there was so many versions. So yes.
Yeah. And talking about so many versions, I came across another one, which I don't know the name of the deck here, while I was going through Google Images. And I'm wondering, like, if the imagery of the card, of the Lover's card per se, that you're using in a tarot reading, does it influence the result? So let's say if you are using the Tarot de Marseille, if you are using the Rider-Waite tarot and you use the Lover's card, for instance, or it comes out during a reading, or this other one with the skulls here, like, is it impacting the significance of the Lover's card? And I'm pretty sure the cards are going to say yes, but let's see.
We have the Tower, so yes, drastically, but it's not changing your future. It's, in my view, it's not changing your future. It's changing, it's, you choose the right deck for the right reading. So I know it's chicken or the egg, but for me, it's always you are being drawn to a certain deck for a certain person, and the imagery is supposed to fit.
Yeah, you're totally right. Okay, so a lot of readers are talking about how the Two of Cups is more of the divine union card in the tarot, and the Lover's card is more like of that choice or free will aspect to it. So can we ask the cards about the cards if indeed the Two of Cups is more of a divine union card than the Lover's card?
I'm not convinced yet. It talks about the potential.
Okay.
It talks about a potential. So we're not in the divine love. It's still a minor arcana, right?
Yeah.
So it talks about the potential of a love that could become a divine love. We're not in the divine love yet.
And you, when you do your readings, because like you've done thousands of reading and a lot of love reading in that portion. So like what are the cards that you usually see when it's talking about like sacred partnership, divine union?
Sacred partnership?
Yeah. Like, let's say soulmate, union, divine partnership type of relationship.
It will show up a lot of it in oracle cards, but in tarot cards, I need to see either the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, but this is a accumulation of so many cards. My favorite one is a Chariot for love.
Interesting.
I know it's not good. My favorite one is the Chariot. I need to see a lot of matching energies, or that in between we have a card that says we work well together. So yeah, it will be accumulation of many.
I was gonna say, like, intuitively, if you have for instance the Queen of Cups and the other side the King of Cups, and there's like or whatever, like a partnership, you see like similar energies that work well, that mesh well together. So I guess it's
for soulmates, yes, but not for someone I will teach you how to surpass yourself, how to grow and evolve even more.
Okay.
I like to see a challenging energy, but in between we work together and we challenge each other.
So this is why you're talking about the Chariot, because to you it represents like forward movement in evolution.
It represents two people. So we do have the two Sphinx or the two horses, depending on which imagery you're using. It represents two people who commit to go in one direction, regardless of their differences. and that they're committed and they're going to work at it. So for me, that's extremely romantic, but that's for me.
And I'll put down below the link of Sophie's tarot course if you'd like to learn, because as you can see, this is truly fascinating and she knows a lot. So the link is down below if you'd like to start learning, and everybody can start learning. Level 1 is the major arcana. So this is where you're going to find the Lover's card, the Death card, and all the ones that are the most widely known. And then level 2 is the minor, such as the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, and all that stuff. Okay. I just want to ask one last questions before we go, if we have time. Yes, I think we do. About the upcoming Venus retrograde that is going to start on March 1st until April 12th. So if I'm not mistaken with my days, it's about 40 days. It happens once every 2 years. And this time, Venus will start its retrograde motion in the early degrees rather of Aries, and then go back into Pisces, where it's going to conjunct again the North Node, Neptune, Saturn for another time. So there is, and Venus in Pisces is exalted. So Venus really loves to be in the sign of Pisces because it's very loving, dreamy. It's that soulmate type of connection. So I think there's good and bad, of course, like everything. It could be the end of some illusions in love. It could be also reunion with past partners, with past soulmates. So let's ask the cards, what is in store for us for this Venus retrograde?
I don't know if you heard, but there is a card that just went on the deck, and we have and makeup.
Wow.
Okay, that is the energy of Venus retrograde, kiss and makeup. Let's just use this. In fact, and one more, we have the woman energy, the Venus energy that is there, is going to attract the partner you're supposed to have at this time. We cannot say the perfect one because it depends on where you are at in your evolution, but we do have a huge potential for not just, I want to say, yes, romantic, yes, but it can also be about reconciliation with people from the past, because kiss and makeup can be making peace with people. It can be about just ending some chaos, drama, anything that is taking away your energy. And let's see, 2 cards. We have the Star. Okay, this is amazing. A lot of potential for miracle, destiny, a lot of potential for healing, deep healing of your wounds if you have been abandoned, or if you felt guilty about something. There's a lot of deep healing that is going to happen. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is not a typical Venus retrograde. This is a big destiny one.
Yes, I agree. It's not every time that Venus conjuncts such important love planets, such as Neptune, the planet of forgiveness, of past partners, of unconditional love, soulmates. So the destiny seems to be very much involved. And it's interesting because Venus will conjunct again the North Node, which is also talks about destiny.
True. And something else, also the distance between the time, maybe if you haven't seen this person for 20 years or something, the distance in time and the distance, physical distance, is not a problem with this, because it is changing a lot to make things happen. People come together. So a lot of things are going to be, obstacles are going to be out of the way with this one. And with the Wheel of Fortune, which is, amongst other things, means of transportation, it is very easy to see that if we need to get reunited with the perfect place in the world for you, with the perfect person to be in the next phase with, it is going to happen.
Wow. Well, I love that. And of course, if you feel guided to get your own personal reading, your love reading by Sophie, this is a pre-recorded one. So this is a brand new pre-recorded 30-minute reading that we are offering, especially for all those really amazing energy in the astrology. And of course, Valentine's Day also. Calling in soulmates, twin flames, divine love, divine union, divine reunions. So if you'd like to book your own personal reading right now, it is still time to do so. And still, there are a few days left to take advantage of the 10% off discount code and the code is Valentine, and will be available until February 14 only. So still a few days left. And the link is down below in the description box if you'd like to book yours. And a lot of people have received theirs already. And we've received like so many great comments. People are really it resonated a lot with a lot of people. So thank you so much, Sophie, for those beautiful readings. And also, of course, we had a big success with the 2025 predictions, also pre-recorded, which is still available if you'd like to get a little bit of what's coming with your year ahead. And a lot of people have been still booking this one to know what is coming up. But if you are more interested in your love life, please book this one. And Sophie's going to look at what's coming up. And also there is a space in that product description where you can ask your specific questions if you have any. And if you don't have, Sophie will read about what's coming in your love life in the next months. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sophie. That was a beautiful one. Thank you for bringing so much hope and beautiful energy to this 5D deep dive.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love you guys. And we will see you very soon this Thursday for the 5D news. So stay tuned and au revoir.